Our data and AI impact report that we put together with IDC found that 46% of companies worldwide are experiencing the trust dilemma, and they're leaving 50% of their AI potential completely untapped, y'all. That's why we decided that we're going to make being responsible irresistible. We designed something that's convenient, something that's useful, intuitive, and absolutely beautiful. So let me introduce you to our new product. We call it SAS AI Navigator. It's a software as a service, provides visibility into the AI inventory throughout an enterprise. And importantly, it orients around the use case that I talked about a little while ago. It helps us know how we're doing. And that extends to the systems, the models, the agents that all power those use cases, as well as the policies that are associated with them. So I want you all to see what this looks like in practice, like I would with any other group of friends. And for that, I have asked Christy Boyd to come join me on stage. What's going on, Christy?
Good morning.
All right, so Christy, y'all, is one of the leaders who is working on AI Navigator. She's been a part of this effort from the very first phone call when I said, hey, I got an idea. So there is no better person to help launch this product.
Thank you for having me, and good morning, everybody.
Well, let's step into a scene, right? We're going to demo this product for you. So. Sure. I've been talking, Christy, about AI governance, but only in the abstract, so we want to give them a practical example, right? So let's say my company is using AI. We've got it used in a variety of ways. We've got third-party vendors, we're doing stuff in-house, and we're using this open source model that we call open source LLM.
Sure,
all right,
yep.
All right. So in this example, we just learned that the model, the data for the model has been poisoned, right? And I know the model is authorized for use, but I don't know what's up right now. So I need to know, how am I doing? What can I do?
So that's exactly the kind of problem that SAS AI Navigator is designed to solve. It's designed for folks like you, Reggie, who need to make a quick, informed decision and then be able to move on with your day.
I like that.
Let me show you the homepage. This page provides an at-a-glance answer to how are we doing in terms of AI governance. Mm-hmm. Now, it looks like one of our data scientists has already flagged the model poisoning. So we can see our open source LLM showing up in the governance risk section.
Got it.
What I want to flag is that anybody with the right permissions in our organization can also see this risk.
Okay, so I'm not a bottleneck.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Somebody else can help with this resolution. Okay. Now, from what I can see, open source LLM is linked to two different deployed use cases. Okay. Something called a RFP, RFI draft assistance, and an internal meeting summarization tool.
Got it.
Now, judging by the names, I think it's safe to say that RFP is probably the enterprise use case.
That's fair.
And the meeting summarization is more individual productivity, right?
Yep.
Now, since we're investigating a known data model poisoning, let's focus on the enterprise use case.
Okay.
To your point earlier, Reggie, the use case is really the primary entity in AI Navigator. It represents the specific business implementation of AI. Here we can see the details, the description, the status, et cetera. The assessments and approvals, everything is tied to the use case. Specifically, I can see that there's a number of policies applied to our RFP use case, including the third-party vendor policy and the EU AI Act.
Okay, so I want to pause you on that for a second, because August is coming up. I got to get ready for the EU AI Act.
True.
Can I use that description as my intended use statement?
You could. We actually do have an intended use field that you can leverage for that instead.
Okay.
I would probably recommend that you consider the assessments for anything regulation-specific or regulatory. Now, granted, I'm not a lawyer, right?
But you play one on TV.
I tend to, exactly. So, always consult with your corporate counsel on legal matters. Right. But on the assessments tab, we can see all of the questions and answers that are applied to our use case.
Yep.
It looks like in this case, our compliance team is on it. They have previously documented how to mitigate situations like ours today. With this information, we can reach out to the asset owner and ask them to kick off the incident response.
Okay, so I want you to pause right now with the scene, and I'm going to step out and talk to my friends if that's okay. All right, so y'all remember there was two use cases, right? We followed the enterprise use case because there was due diligence associated with it. And of course, in a real data poisoning situation, we want to remediate both use cases. We get that. if we looked at the individual use case, that meeting summarization one, we'd see that there are different policies and standards applied to that particular use case. And that's by design, because each use case carries with it different risk, right? We need to be able to make that risk distinguishable. We need to be able to make it visible and defensible. So in a sense where we've got governance requirements, we've got to make sure that we're not applying the same governance to both types of use cases that have different risks. So in the one case, for the enterprise use case, we need all of that due diligence, but it would be really inconvenient for the other use case had we put all of that governance burden on it. So let's get back to our scene, Christy.
Okay.
I want to know if my team is going to be stuck. Can we still respond to RFPs or not?
Let's go to the asset inventory to find out.
Okay.
Now, as you might expect, the asset inventory shows all of our assets, the models, the agents, the use cases, everything shows up here on this page. We'll click into the RFP use case in question to see what we can see. Right away, I can tell that open source LLM is still prohibited, as expected, but it looks like there is another agent that's authorized for use for this use case, something called Copilot.
That Copilot one. Okay, I got you.
So I'm curious about the Copilot. You're curious?
I am too. Yeah, let's do it.
You all curious? Yes, thank you. Audience participation. So we'll explore it. This is the agent detail page. Right away, I can tell there's no open alerts. Their authorizations are all on track. But for an agent, there's some additional information that we want to know.
That makes sense.
We might want to know things like the autonomy level, the guardrails that are applied to this agent, skills that the agent is designed to have, and limitations that we know the agent has from the get-go.
Yep.
We might want to be able to link some technical documentation, like a model card, or maybe financial records, compliance reports, other documents that support our case. This comprehensive information is essential for governing AI agents, and it can all be linked here in AI Navigator.
That's awesome.
Now, the Asset Relationship tab is probably my favorite, so I'm going to show it to you really quickly.
Okay.
It shows you all of the relationships that your agent or model has, the models that support the agent, the use cases that it's linked to, the whole ecosystem.
Okay, it's pretty.
Isn't it? Now, overall, it looks like Copilot is a great fit for us. There's, like I said, assessments are completed, there's no alerts, documentation is in order. So I'm going to flag it as the champion for RFP use case.
Okay, makes sense.
All right, Reggie, I think the team is good to go. They can keep churning out those RFPs with the help of an authorized AI agent.
That is wonderful. Thank you. So let's summarize this for our friends. We've identified the points of impact. We've confirmed the remediation necessary. We've ensured that the asset owners have visibility into the incident.
Yep.
And we also discovered that there's an alternative for responding to RFPs.
In about 5 minutes or so, yes.
All in 5. I love that part. So thanks to AI Navigator, we've designed it for folks like me who need to make quick decisions and move on about the day.